What's up, guys? This is Daniel from I Am Vanguard, and I'm here to bring you guys a new discussion video. Now, Set 14 has been released in Japan, and I'm excited for it. I ordered my cards, and I'm waiting patiently, and I should get it soon, hopefully. So, look forward to that. And for this discussion, I did want to talk about Set 14 specifically, what comes out in it. We did get all the confirmation of what comes out, and uh, there is a new mechanic now called Unlock, which I am not very happy about. Now, you guys might be saying, oh, you're just upset because you play Link Joker, Chaos Breaker, that's why you're kind of upset about it. Well, not really. The reason that I'm upset about the new unlock mechanic that we now got is that uh, I do know that they did it just to nerf Chaos Breaker Dragon, but the thing is that by doing this, they pretty much screwed over all the other Link Joker bosses like Nebula Lord and Short Style Dragon. Um, and you guys are going like, well, no one uses those cards. Well, now we're gonna have to because those unlocks make Link Joker bosses kind of, well, invalid. Um, Basically, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the news, I'm specifically talking about Grand Dazzle Scissors and all those lock break promos. But basically, it's kind of last one, basically, effectively for Grand Dazzle Scissors too, because he pretty much unflips the damage on his own. So it's a kind of last one to pretty much unlock a unit. So, I mean, that kind of hard counters everything that Link Joker stands for, because their main theme is these guys' main theme is supposed to be locking things to save up on shielding, but now by introducing those unlock units, they kind of got nerfed a lot. Not only Chaos Breaker Dragon, but all the other bosses too. Like, I mean, Nebula Lord, he costs Counterblast 2 just to be able to lock a back row unit, but with these new cards, like, this guy really can't do much now. Like, and I do sound like I'm kind of complaining about this because I'm a Link Joker player, but what I'm also more disappointed is that, well, Bushiroad, what they now just did is that they released a broken card, Chaos Breaker Dragon, only to introduce a hard counter against it, like one set later. What does that mean? I mean, yeah, it sounds good on paper, or it sounds good, right? It brings balance, brings balance, and it brings diversity to the game. But that's really not what it is. What just now happened is that the game got so over centralized because of that specific broken card, the Chaos Breaker Dragon, that every clan, every deck is probably gonna have those hard counters just for this clan. That's not good. That's called over centralization. That's exactly what happened in Yu-Gi-Oh and other card games. That's why they have side decking, which side decking is not in Vanguard, but I mean, we might as well have it now because all these unlockers, like, they're pretty much side deck material. But I don't know. It's I mean, you really can't justify a broken effect just because you're going to release a hard counter for it later. That's really not what you should be doing. And some people might be going, well, maybe we could have restricted it like we did for Dragonic Descendant, maybe. Limited Chaos Breaker Dragon to 2. Well, the problem with that is that, for example, restricting Descendant to 2 in Japan really didn't do much. Like, even though it was restricted to 2, until like set 12, set 13, like this thing was still dominant in the meta, in Japanese meta. Like, this thing was still running rampant even though it was at 2. Why? Because this thing is a limit break. I mean, unlike Dragonic Overlord at the end, which is a Persona Blast, so the restriction really did hit him hard. These things, limit break cards, these are not affected by it. Why? Because this is a late game card, limit break. Like Limit Break 4, it's a late game card. Like, even if you're only running at 2, you're bound to run into it as the game passes by. Like, like there's really no reason to have more than 2 or 3 of these in your deck anyway. It's like you'd only run like 4 if you really want to just run into it. But like the thing is that Dragon Descendant, even if you're limited at 2, like this guy's a finisher, so you only need him during the late game. Now that would have applied the same. It would have been the same for Chaos Breaker too. It's a limit break 4 and it's a late game card. Well, Link Joker itself is a late game clan. Like, um, like Link Joker is basically vanilla until the end game, where they pretty much do their crazy shenanigans like locking and Chaos Breakers, retiring and drawing skills. Like those are all late game. Like, so even if you restricted Chaos Breaker to 2, that wouldn't have made any difference at all. But I'm kind of derailing here. But the main point is that these unlock mechanic, I'm not sure how this is gonna change the meta, but one thing I can say for sure is that Chaos Breaker Dragon will probably be seen a little less now. This is just my prediction. Of course, we don't know what will happen because we don't know if how many people are gonna be running these unlock units like Grand Devil Scissors, and some of those lock break promos that I can't remember top of my head at the moment. But people probably will use it because Link Joker is pretty much the dominant thing in the Japanese meta right now, along with the Revengers. So, of course, Chaos Breaker Dragon, not these two. But, yeah, like, we'll see how it goes. Unlock mechanic, I mean, everyone anticipated, of course, like, with Ethel pretty much breaking the black ring behind him in his background, we kind of all figured this is how Bushiroad is gonna do it, but when these kind of hard counters are released just for one specific clan, that really can't mean good for the game's health, honestly. So, but as for how I think of Grand Devil Scissors, really, it's a good card, honestly. Even without the unlock mechanic, he gets a 10k and a +1 crit just for 1 counter blast effectively, and that's really good. So yeah, that's enough about unlock mechanic. And now the cards that I'm much more anticipated about, of course, I already got my Angelica. So you guys can probably tell that I'm gonna be building Minerva. Of course, people were kind of disappointed when Minerva's skill was confirmed as a restanding Vanguard, but I honestly don't mind it as much anymore. I did get kind of annoyed at the fact that there were so many restanding Vanguards coming out, but now that I think about it, I mean, like, thematic restanding Vanguards are honestly fine for me, honestly, because things like Tetra Drive or what was it, Ethics Bus, the reverse. I mean, like Tetra Drive, like he pretty much can stand as long as you stick, like it's sticking to the theme. Like that's what it is. Like as long as the units are sticking to the theme of the clan or the deck, then restanding Vanguards are honestly fine with me at this point. And that's what Minerva does too. You're pretty much soul blasting everything you been soul charging and gaining advantage from it. So yeah, I mean, I honestly have nothing to complain. And I mean, Tony Taka drew it. If you guys don't know, like, I don't know if you guys keep up with the artist, but like, the art is probably what is probably gonna be jacking up the price a lot. So, although I already ordered mine, so, but Angelica, she's a good break right too. Honestly, she's not stat 14, she's a trial deck card, but honestly, she's not that bad. She's like a Coco. You pretty much draw 2 just for riding, so that's pretty much Coco right there, and you're pretty much mitigating the discarding cost you have for Minerva when you activate her limit break. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Now, there are another new concept of cards coming out, which is Quintet Guard. I don't have it with me, but a lot of people are like, especially Genesis players, are thinking of using the Quintet. Was it Quintet Guard or Wall? I don't remember, but Quintet Wall with Cider, effectively making it Soul Charge 7 when you guard with the Quintet Wall and then throw down Cider from your hand. I personally don't like that because, well, first of all, I thought the Quintet Wall or Cider worked whenever it was placed on the Guardian Circle, but it doesn't. It's only when this thing's placed from the hand. So you'd have to throw down Quintet Wall and Cider from your hand. So I don't know. Like if it was like when it's placed on Guardian Circle, then it could have you could have done like Quintet Wall mills top 5 cards to guard, and then if you check Cider, then you can use her skill. But that's not the case anymore. So yeah, I'm really not seeing that much of an appeal in that combo anymore. It's a nifty combo. I mean, you get instant, pretty much like a free soul for guarding. But the thing is that if you're gonna waste 2 cards from your hand just to pull off that combo, then I mean, it's kind of a waste of a shield. Not to mention the fact that the break rides of the Genesis and the starter Ameno Hyakki pretty much soul charges 2 every turn. So like that massive soul charge is really not needed, honestly. And it's not like Minerva costs like Soul Blast 9 or anything, it's Soul Blast 3. Although Soul Blast 9 is another card, Yatagarasu, but that's a different story. And it only works with Regalia anyway. So I'd rather have Grade 1 Space for something else. I already have my deck list in mind. So, but at the moment, I am probably going to stick with Kushinada, the Perfect Guard, because Quintet Walls, it might be good in other clans. I wouldn't know that much, honestly, but it sounds like a really good concept they came up with. I mean, if you have 1 card in hand but you don't have enough shield, you can, use the Quintet Wall to bring out all the shields from top 5 cards of your deck. That's a good idea, but the thing is that in Genesis, you really don't want to be milling, because even without the Quintet Wall, like this deck has a pretty has a risk of decking out if you're not managing your sources correctly. And I mean, even like running a draw trigger in this clan is kind of risky. Like I've heard some people say like any draw trigger is too many in Genesis or something like that. So honestly, I wouldn't run it. I wouldn't run any Quintet Walls. Huh? But sorry guys. But yeah, I would stick to the Perfect Guards. So there's that. Now I have seen some other cards like what was it? Dauntless Dominate Reverse, as well as some other Eradicator units. I don't remember, or actually yeah, I do remember. It was like it's kind of like Balance with Dragon, except your opponent gets to choose what the 2 you retire, the break ride for Eradicators. But that's a good effect in my opinion, and some people are considering using it with Sweep Command Dragon to pretty much wipe the field, which is a pretty good tactic. But I mean, if you're gonna use that, then I don't know why you would just not use Electric Shaper with Command Sweep. But and it doesn't cost any counterblast for that. But whereas the Chainsaw Dragon costs counterblast 1. But I mean, I guess I'm just not seeing what people like about it. But and I've seen Tempest Bolt Dragon, which is also a really good card in my opinion. Getting a power gain from every empty Rearguard circle. There's like this fun thing that I talked about with David and some other Cardfight Vanguard tubers, like how if you're doing a kind of a tag match, then like since it says every fighter's empty Rearguard circle, it pretty much gains power for every one of them. So that sounds like a really fun idea. But yeah, that's pretty much for the Eradicators. Dauntless Dominate Dragon Reverse. It's a really good effect. It synergizes with its break ride. It's what I've been kind of anticipating, like something that makes use of the restanding effect. It has to abuse the restanding effect. Like that's why I thought Goku and Dauntless combo was good. That's what I thought, but apparently people don't really like using Goku at all. So, or they rather use the end. But Yeah, Dominate Reverse, definitely a good card. There's also Ashley Reverse, which is a huge improvement for Jewel Knights. But the thing I'm disappointed about the Jewel Knight support for this set is that the most some of the Jewel Knights are kind of geared more towards Ashley, not the uh, not the Jewel Knights, the Legions. Um, so that kind of limits the use of some of the really good Jewel Knights that were in this set. I mean, if it said Jewel Knights instead of Ashley Vanguard, then a lot of these cards would have been really good, but they're not. So, but still, Ashley Reverse is a good card. Nonetheless, like you're basically hard minusing your opponent and hard plussing yourself. So, still a good card. And what did I miss? I think that was about it. Gansel Zenith, uh, I'm not sure how to feel about it, honestly. Like, it's kind of underwhelming, but still a good card. Especially if you actually break right onto the the break right Ganslot. So, I think that's about it. Honestly, the main thing I did want to talk about was the lock break or the unlock mechanic, and we'll see how the new meta looks like in Japan after some of the first tourneys after Set 14's release finishes, and I'll be looking. I'll be be on the lookout for those results as to see like what people in Japan are gonna prefer to use now that the some like hard counters for Link Joker has been released. So yeah, guys, that was kind of my little discussion for what I anticipate for Set 14 meta to be. And as always, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys later. It was your victory. I am Vanguard.